The Grand Hall of the Galactic Council buzzed with chatter. Hundreds of alien species filled the room, their voices a mix of clicks, whistles, and rumbles. At the center, on a raised platform, sat the Council's leadership, the most powerful beings in the known universe. Ambassador Chen Wei of Earth stood nervously at the back. It was humanity's first time addressing the full Council. His palms were sweaty inside his formal suit, a stark contrast to the varied environmental suits and natural coverings of the aliens around him. Order, order. Boomed Skthar, the council leader. His massive tentacles waved for silence. We will now hear from the humans. He said the last word like it left a bad taste in his mouth parts. Chen took a deep breath and walked forward. The floor lit up with each step, guiding him to the speaker's podium. He could feel thousands of alien eyes on him. Esteemed members of the Galactic Council, Chen began, his voice steady despite his nerves. On behalf of Earth, I thank you for this opportunity. We are eager to join the galactic community and offer our unique skills and perspectives. A low murmur rippled through the crowd. Chen continued, while we may be new to interstellar travel, humans have a rich history of innovation, especially in times of conflict. Our military technologies. Military, interrupted Glix, a blob-like being representing a federation of gas giant planets. What could a primitive species like yours offer in terms of military might? You've barely left your own star system. Laughter echoed through the hall. Chen felt his face grow hot. We may be young, he said firmly, but we are quick learners. Our adaptability. Adaptability won't stop a plasma cannon, sneered Vexura, an insectoid diplomat, or a gravity well projector. Face it, human. You're children playing at war games. More laughter. Chen gripped the podium tightly. Skthar raised a tentacle. Perhaps the human would like to share some of Earth's mighty weapons. His sarcasm was clear. Chen took a deep breath. He hadn't wanted to reveal their trump card so soon, but they left him no choice. Very well. We have recently completed a new class of ship, a Dreadnought, unlike anything your sensors have detected. The laughter grew louder. A Dreadnought. Glix wobbled with mirth. Did you cobble it together from scrap metal and dreams? I assure you, Chen said through gritted teeth, it is very real and very powerful. Then where is this amazing ship? Vexura chittered. Surely you brought it to impress us. Chen smiled tightly. It's closer than you think. Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the council chamber. Holographic displays flickered to life, showing a massive ship appearing seemingly out of nowhere. It dwarfed the council's defensive fleet. The laughter died instantly. Impossible, whispered Skthar, all four eyes wide. Our sensors would have detected. Not if it was cloaked, Chen said calmly. One of our primitive innovations. The council erupted in chaos. Some members fled their seats in panic. Others demanded immediate action. A few simply stared at the displays in shocked silence. We mean no harm. Chen raised his voice above the din. This is simply a demonstration. The TSS humanity comes in peace. Peace, Vexura screeched. You bring a weapon of that size to a diplomatic meeting and speak of peace. Chen turned to the insectoid, his patience wearing thin. You mocked our military. Called us children. We are showing you that humanity is not to be underestimated. We want to be allies, but we will not be bullied or dismissed. Skthar finally found his voice. How did you build such a thing without anyone knowing? As I said, Chen allowed himself a small smile. Humans are adaptable and innovative. Perhaps now you'll be willing to listen to what else we have to offer. The council chamber fell silent. The mighty aliens who had laughed at humanity moments ago now looked at Chen with a mixture of fear and respect. Glix oozed forward. I believe, the blob said carefully, that we may have been hasty in our judgment. Please, Ambassador Chen, tell us more about your people. Chen nodded, feeling a surge of pride. It wasn't the welcome he had hoped for, But now humanity had the Council's full attention. As he began to speak again, he knew that the balance of power in the galaxy had just shifted. Earth was no longer a backwater planet to be mocked. It was a force to be reckoned with. 5 years earlier, in a secret underground facility deep beneath the Rocky Mountains, Project Dreadnought began. General Sarah Chen, Ambassador Chen's older sister, stood before a group of Earth's brightest minds. "Ladies and gentlemen," she said, her voice echoing in the cavernous room, "what we do here will change the course of human history." The scientists and engineers listened intently as Sarah explained their mission. They were to build a ship unlike any other, combining human ingenuity with bits of alien tech they'd managed to reverse engineer from crashed UFOs. Dr. Amit Patel, the lead scientist, raised his hand. "General, with all due respect, what you're asking for is impossible. We can't build a ship that big and keep it hidden from alien sensors." Sarah smiled. "That's exactly why we chose you, Dr. Patel. You specialize in making the impossible possible." Months turned into years. The team worked tirelessly, facing setback after setback. They developed new alloys stronger than anything on Earth. They cracked the secret of artificial gravity. But the cloaking technology remained elusive. One night, as the project seemed on the verge of failure, a junior engineer named Lai Mai had a breakthrough. She burst into the main lab, startling Dr. Patel, who had fallen asleep at his desk. "I've got it," Mai shouted, waving a tablet. "We've been thinking about cloaking all wrong. Instead of bending light around the ship, we need to shift it slightly out of phase with our reality." Dr. Patel blinked sleepily, then his eyes widened as he looked at Mai's calculations. This could work," he whispered. The next day, Sarah visited to check on their progress. Dr. Patel and Mai excitedly explained the breakthrough. "Excellent work," Sarah nodded. "But now comes the hard part. We need to build this ship, and we need a crew capable of operating it." While the scientists and engineers worked on construction, Sarah began recruiting the best and brightest from Earth's military forces. Pilots, tacticians, engineers, all brought together in secret. Captain Jack Harper, a hotshot pilot with a rebellious streak, was among the first chosen. "So, you're telling me we're building a super-secret spaceship to surprise a bunch of aliens?" he asked during his briefing. "Sounds like fun." Training was brutal. The crew had to learn how to operate technology they'd never seen before. They practiced in simulations, preparing for every possible scenario. Months passed. The ship slowly took shape in a massive underground hangar. Its hull gleamed with a metal that seemed to drink in light. Banks of weapons bristled along its sides, a mix of human ingenuity and reverse-engineered alien tech. Finally, the day of the first test arrived. Sarah, Dr. Patel, and Captain Harper stood in the control room as the mighty engines roared to life. Cloaking system engaged. Mai's voice came over the comm. She had insisted on being part of the core engineering team. On the monitors, the massive ship shimmed and then vanished. It worked, Dr. Patel breathed, hardly daring to believe it. Sarah allowed herself a small smile. "Take her out, Captain Harper. Let's see what she can do." The underground hangar's roof split open, revealing the night sky. The invisible ship rose silently into the air. In orbit, a Zagonian scout ship passed by Earth on a routine patrol. Its sensors showed nothing unusual, until a massive energy spike appeared out of nowhere. The Zygonian captain had just enough time to see a giant ship materialize before it vanished again. Back on Earth, the control room erupted in cheers. The test was a complete success. "We did it," Sarah said, her usual composure cracking to show genuine emotion. "We've given humanity a fighting chance." As the crew celebrated, Sarah's thoughts turned to her brother. "Good luck, Wei," she murmured. "Show those aliens what humans are made of." The Dreadnought, newly christened HSS Humanity, settled back into its hangar. Earth now had a secret weapon, and the galaxy would never be the same. The Galactic Council chamber was in chaos. Alarms blared as the massive human ship, TSS Humanity, loomed on every view screen. Ambassador Chen stood calmly at the podium, a stark contrast to the panicking aliens around him. "What is the meaning of this?" roared Skthar, his tentacles flailing. "You dare bring a weapon of war to our peaceful assembly?" Chen raised his hands. "Please, everyone, remain calm. As I said, we come in peace. This is merely a demonstration of our capabilities." Captain Jack Harper's voice crackled over the chamber speakers. "This is the TSS Humanity. We have not activated any weapons systems. We're here on a goodwill mission." The alien diplomats muttered among themselves. Some demanded immediate action, while others called for negotiation. Vexera, the insectoid diplomat who had mocked humans earlier, chittered nervously. How did you hide such a massive ship from our sensors?" Chen smiled. "As I mentioned, human innovation. We have developed cloaking technology that surpasses anything currently known to the Council." On the bridge of the TSS Humanity, Captain Harper watched the chaos unfold on the view screens. "Well, we certainly got their attention," he chuckled to his crew. Lieutenant Meh, now Chief Engineer of the Humanity, nodded. "The phase shift cloak is holding steady, Captain. They still can't get a clear reading on us." Back in the council chamber, Glix the blob-like alien oozed forward. "Ambassador Chen, surely you understand how this appears to us. Unveiling a warship of this magnitude, it could be seen as an act of aggression." Chen's expression hardened. "With all due respect, you left us no choice. You dismissed us as primitive and weak. We had to show you that humanity is ready to stand as equals in this galaxy." Skithar's color shifted, a sign of his unease. "Equal? You've just demonstrated technology that outclasses our most advanced ships. Some might see this as a threat to the balance of power in the galaxy." "We have no desire to upset the balance," Chen assured them. "We wish to join the galactic community, to trade, to share knowledge. But we will not be bullied or treated as inferiors." As the council debated, Captain Harper received a transmission from Earth. General Sarah Chen's face appeared on his private screen. "How are things going up there, Captain?" she asked. Harper grinned. "Oh, you know, scared the living daylights out of a bunch of aliens. Just another day at the office." Sarah allowed herself a small smile. "Good. Remember, this is a show of force, not a prelude to war. We need to strike a balance between strength and diplomacy." "Understood, General. Your brother seems to be handling the diplomacy part well." In the council chamber, a new voice cut through the din. It belonged to Kizoth, a rarely seen member of an ancient and respected species. "I have seen empires rise and fall." Kizoth's gravelly voice silenced the room. "And I say this, the humans have proven themselves worthy of our attention. Instead of fearing their strength, perhaps we should embrace it." A murmur of agreement spread through the chamber. Even Skthar seemed to be reconsidering. "Very well," the council leader said at last. "Ambassador Chen, we are impressed by your people's achievements. The council is willing to open formal diplomatic relations with Earth." Chen bowed slightly. "We are honored." And as a show of good faith, he tapped a device on his wrist. Aboard the Humanity, Captain Harper received the signal. "All right, folks, time for the grand final. Disengage cloak." The massive ship shimmered into full view, its sleek design and advanced technology now clearly visible to all. Gasps echoed through the council chamber. The ship was even more impressive than they had imagined. "Behold," Chen said, his voice filled with pride, "the TSS Humanity, a symbol of our people's ingenuity, determination, and peaceful intentions. We offer its services to the Council to help maintain peace and stability in the galaxy." As the aliens stared in awe at the mighty ship, Chen knew that everything had changed. Humanity had arrived on the galactic stage, and they were here to stay. The days following the TSS Humanity's dramatic reveal were a whirlwind of activity. The Galactic Council, once dismissive of Earth, now clamored for demonstrations of human technology. Ambassador Chen found himself in endless meetings, explaining human history and culture to curious alien diplomats. Meanwhile, Captain Harper and his crew prepared for a series of demonstrations to showcase the humanity's capabilities. "All right, team, today's the big day," Harper addressed his crew on the bridge. "We're going to show these aliens what humans can really do." Lieutenant Mai spoke up from her engineering station. "Captain, the Zygonians are requesting a demonstration of our propulsion systems. They don't believe we can outmaneuver their fastest ships." Harper grinned. "Well then, let's give them a show they won't forget." In the vast space near Jupiter, a group of alien ships gathered to witness the demonstration. The TSS Humanity dwarfed them all, its sleek hull gleaming in the distant sunlight. Ambassador Chen's voice came through the comms. "Captain Harper, the Zygonian fleet is ready. They've sent their champion pilot, Zixvor, to race against you." "Understood, Ambassador. We won't let Earth down." A small dart-like Zygonian ship took position next to the massive human Dreadnought. Despite the size difference, the alien vessel was known for its incredible speed. "Begin on my mark," came the voice of Scathar, the council leader. 3, 2, 1, go. What happened next left the alien observers speechless. The TSS Humanity, despite its enormous size, accelerated with impossible speed. It matched the Zygonian ship move for move, its advanced inertial dampeners allowing for maneuvers that should have torn a ship that size apart. "How is this possible?" Zixvor's frustrated voice crackled over the comms. "No ship that large should move like that." Inside the Humanity, the crew worked in perfect harmony. Lieutenant May's fingers danced over her console, fine-tuning the engines, pushing it to 110%. "Captain, let's show them what we've got." Harper's hands gripped the controls tightly as he pushed the ship to its limits. The Humanity pulled ahead of the Zygonian vessel, completing the race course in record time. As they crossed the finish line, cheers erupted from the human crew. Even some of the alien observers couldn't help but express their amazement. But the demonstrations were far from over. Next came tests of the ship's defensive capabilities. "We've developed a new type of shield," Chen explained to the council members observing from a safe distance. "It doesn't just absorb energy, it redirects it." To prove his point, the council's most powerful battleship fired its main cannon at the Humanity. The humans watched calmly as the massive energy beam approached. At the last second, Lieutenant Mai activated the shield. The beam hit the Humanity, and instead of exploding or being absorbed, curved around the ship and shot off harmlessly into space. Gasps of astonishment filled the observation deck. Glix, the blob-like alien, quivered in excitement. Remarkable. Simply remarkable. The final test was perhaps the most impressive. The Humanity demonstrated its ability to create controlled micro-wormholes for near-instantaneous travel across vast distances. "This technology," Chen explained, "will revolutionize galactic travel and commerce. We're willing to share it with peaceful members of the galactic community." As the demonstrations concluded, the mood among the alien observers had shifted dramatically. Where there had been dismissal and mockery, now there was respect, and even a hint of fear. Scathar approached Chen as they prepared to return to the council chambers. "Ambassador," the alien leader said solemnly, "it seems we have greatly underestimated humanity. Your people's achievements are most impressive." Chen nodded graciously. "Thank you, council leader. We hope this marks the beginning of a new era of cooperation between Earth and the galactic community." As they departed, Chen couldn't help but smile. In just a few short days, humanity had gone from galactic laughingstock to a force to be reckoned with. The future, it seemed, was looking very bright indeed. In the weeks following the TSS, humanity's impressive demonstrations, the political landscape of the Galactic Council shifted dramatically. Many species, once dismissive of humans, now sought alliances with Earth. Ambassador Chen found himself in high demand, attending countless meetings and diplomatic functions. The council chamber, once a place of ridicule for humanity, now buzzed with excitement whenever Chen spoke. "The humans have proven themselves to be valuable allies," declared Glix, the blob-like alien who had once mocked Earth's capabilities. "I propose we formally invite them to join the Galactic Defense Coalition." Murmurs of agreement rippled through the chamber. However, not everyone was pleased with humanity's sudden rise to prominence. In a dark corner of the Council space station, three figures met in secret. Vexera, the insectoid diplomat, clicked her mandibles nervously. "This is unacceptable. The humans have upset the balance of power. They must be stopped." Zartan, a reptilian warlord, nodded in agreement. "Their technology could make our weapons obsolete. We cannot allow this to continue." The third figure, shrouded in shadows, spoke in a low, menacing voice. "Then we are agreed. The humans must be dealt with." Back on the TSS Humanity, Captain Harper and his crew remained vigilant. Despite the warm reception from many council members, Harper couldn't shake the feeling that trouble was brewing. "Lieutenant May," he called out, "run another scan of the station. Something doesn't feel right." May's fingers flew over her console. "Captain, I'm detecting some unusual energy signatures. It looks like—" "Oh no." Alarms blared throughout the ship. Harper's eyes widened as he saw the readings. Multiple ships decloaking. It's an ambush. In the council chamber, chaos erupted as the space outside filled with warships. Vexera stood, her eyes gleaming with malice. "The human threat ends now. For the purity of the galaxy." Ambassador Chen reacted quickly, tapping his emergency communicator. "Captain Harper, we're under attack. The TSS Humanity is our only hope." Harper's voice crackled through the comms. "Understood, Ambassador. Hold tight, we're coming in hot." The TSS Humanity burst into action, its advanced systems coming online in seconds. The massive ship moved with impossible grace, positioning itself between the council station and the attackers. "Shields at maximum," Harper ordered. "May, get that wormhole drive ready. We might need a quick exit." The battle that followed was unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. The humanity's advanced weapons tore through the enemy ships, while its shields easily deflected their attacks. In the council chamber, the alien diplomats watched in awe as the human ship single-handedly fought off an entire fleet. "Incredible," whispered Scathar, his tentacles waving in excitement. "One ship against so many, and yet they're winning." The tide of the battle turned when Harper unveiled the humanity's secret weapon. "May, activate the gravity well projector." A massive field of distorted spacetime erupted from the humanity, catching several enemy ships and crushing them like tin cans. Vexera, seeing her plan crumbling, made a desperate move. "All ships, focus fire on the council station. If we can't have control, no one will." But before the enemy could act, the TSS Humanity opened a series of micro-wormholes. The deadly energy beams meant for the station were redirected, emerging behind the enemy fleet and decimating their own ships. In a matter of minutes, it was over. The attackers were either destroyed or in full retreat. As the dust settled, Ambassador Chen addressed the stunned council. "Members of the galactic community, today you've seen not just the strength of humanity, but our commitment to peace and justice. We stood against those who would disrupt the harmony of our galaxy." Scathar stepped forward, his voice solemn. "Ambassador Chen, on behalf of the Galactic Council, I extend our deepest gratitude. Your people have saved us all. If there was any doubt before, let it be erased now. Humanity has more than earned its place among the stars." As cheers filled the chamber, Chen couldn't help but smile. It had been a long journey from mockery to respect, but at last, humanity stood tall as defenders of the galaxy. In the aftermath of the failed attack, the Galactic Council found itself facing an unprecedented crisis. The betrayal by some of its own members had shaken the very foundation of galactic politics. Ambassador Chen sat in an emergency meeting with the Council's inner circle, The room was tense, filled with worried whispers and suspicious glances. Skthar, the council leader, spoke gravely. "We've received alarming reports. It seems the attack was just the beginning. A previously unknown threat looms on the edge of our galaxy." Holographic images flickered to life, showing a massive fleet of ships unlike anything they'd seen before. Their designs were alien, even by galactic standards. "We believe they're from another galaxy," Glix explained, his gelatinous form quivering. "Our long-range scans suggest technology far beyond our own." Chen leaned forward, his brow furrowed. "How much time do we have?" "At their current speed, they'll reach our outer systems in 3 months," Skthar replied. The room erupted in panicked discussion. Some called for immediate evacuation, others for a preemptive strike. Chen stood, his voice cutting through the chaos. "We need to stand united. Humanity offers its full support and resources to face this threat." On board the TSS Humanity, Captain Harper received the dire news. He gathered his senior officers for a strategy session. "All right, team, we're facing something big here," Harper said, pacing the conference room. "Ideas." Lieutenant Mai spoke up. "Captain, our wormhole drive might be the key. If we can adapt it, create a larger portal, we could bring the fight to them before they reach us," Harper finished, nodding. "Good thinking, May. Get on it." As the Humanities crew worked tirelessly to upgrade their systems, the rest of the galaxy prepared for war. Old rivalries were set aside as species that had been enemies for millennia now joined forces. Ambassador Chen found himself at the center of it all, coordinating the largest joint military operation in galactic history. The council chambers, once a place of debate, now resembled a war room. "The Zygonians have pledged their fastest ships," Chen reported. "The Volcrin are providing their stealth technology. And Earth is sending everything we've got." Weeks passed in a flurry of activity. The TSS Humanity underwent major upgrades, its already impressive capabilities pushed to new limits. Finally, the day of reckoning arrived. The combined fleet of the Galactic Council gathered at the designated coordinates. At its heart, the TSS Humanity stood ready to open the largest wormhole ever attempted. Captain Harper's voice echoed across all communication channels. "All ships, this is it. We're taking the fight to them. Remember, we're not just fighting for our individual worlds today. We're fighting for the future of our entire galaxy." On the bridge, Harper turned to Mai. "Lieutenant, it's time. Open the wormhole." Mai took a deep breath, her fingers dancing across the controls. Wormhole drive activating in 3, 2, 1. Space itself seemed to tear open before them, a swirling vortex large enough to accommodate the entire fleet. One by one, the ships entered, venturing into the unknown. As they emerged on the other side, they came face to face with the invading armada. The alien ships were massive, their designs defying conventional understanding of physics. For a moment, both fleets hung in space, sizing each other up. Then, without warning, the battle began. Energy beams crisscrossed the void. Explosions lit up the darkness of space. The TSS Humanity led the charge, its advanced weapons tearing through the enemy's defenses. In the council chambers, the remaining diplomats watched the battle unfold via holographic display. Ambassador Chen stood among them, his fists clenched, silently urging their forces on. As the conflict raged, it became clear that despite their advanced technology, the invaders had not anticipated such fierce resistance. The combined tactics and technologies of the United Galaxy were proving to be a formidable defense. Hours into the battle, Captain Harper's voice crackled through the comms. "This is the TSS Humanity. We've identified their command ship. We're going in." The fate of the galaxy now rested on the shoulders of Humanity's flagship and its brave crew. As the Humanity maneuvered towards the heart of the enemy fleet, the entire galaxy held its breath. The TSS Humanity charged towards the heart of the enemy fleet, its advanced shields deflecting a barrage of alien weaponry. Captain Harper stood on the bridge, his face set with determination. "All hands, brace for impact," he shouted as the ship plowed through the enemy's outer defenses. Lieutenant May's fingers flew across her console. "Captain, I'm detecting massive energy readings from their command ship. Whatever they're powering up, it's big." The enemy command ship loomed before them, a colossal structure that dwarfed even the humanity. Strange, pulsing energy coursed through its hull. Harper's mind raced. They needed a plan, and fast. "May, can we use their own energy against them? Like we did with the shields during the Council attack?" May's eyes lit up. "Brilliant, Captain. If we can recalibrate our systems, we might be able to create a feedback loop. It's risky, but—" "Do it," Harper ordered. "We're out of options." As May worked furiously to modify their systems, the rest of the Allied fleet engaged the enemy. Ships from 100 worlds fought side by side, their diverse technologies complementing each other in ways never before seen. In the council chambers, Ambassador Chen watched the battle unfold with bated breath. The holographic display showed the humanity approaching the massive enemy command ship. "What are they doing?" Scar asked, his tentacles writhing with anxiety. Chen smiled grimly. "They're doing what humans do best. They're improvising." Back on the humanity, alarms blared as the enemy command ship prepared to fire its main weapon, a beam of energy, more powerful than anything they'd ever encountered, lanced out towards them. "Now, May," Harper shouted. May slammed her hand down on the console. The humanity's modified shields activated just as the energy beam struck. For a moment, it seemed as if the ship would be vaporized. But then, miraculously, the energy began to curve around the humanity. It swirled faster and faster, creating a vortex of unimaginable power. "It's working," May exclaimed. "We're redirecting their own weapon back at them." The vortex of energy shot back towards the enemy command ship, growing in intensity. It struck with a force that shook the very fabric of space-time. For a moment, everything went silent. Then, with a blinding flash, the enemy command ship exploded. The shockwave rippled through space, disabling the remaining enemy vessels. Cheers erupted across the Allied fleet. On the humanity's bridge, the crew embraced each other, tears of joy and relief streaming down their faces. Captain Harper's voice, thick with emotion, came over the comms. "This is the TSS Humanity. Enemy command ship destroyed. I repeat, enemy command ship destroyed." In the council chambers, the assembled diplomats broke into thunderous applause. Ambassador Chen felt a wave of pride wash over him. Humanity had not only proven its worth, but had saved the entire galaxy. As the dust settled, the true scale of their victory became clear. Without their central command, the invading force crumbled. Those ships not destroyed in the battle surrendered or flowed back to whence they came. In the days that followed, the Galactic Council convened to discuss the future. The old power structures had been shattered, and a new era was dawning. Scathar addressed the assembly, his voice solemn. "We owe our very existence to the bravery and ingenuity of humanity. It is time we recognize them not just as equals, but as leaders." To Chen's surprise, Scathar removed the symbol of leadership from his own body and held it out. "Ambassador Chen, we ask that humanity take its place as head of the new Galactic Alliance. Will you accept?" Chen stood, overwhelmed by the magnitude of the moment. He thought of all they had been through, from ridicule to respect, from outcasts to saviors. "On behalf of Earth and all of humanity," he said, his voice strong and clear, "we accept this honor. Let this mark the beginning of a new age of cooperation and exploration for all our peoples." As Chen took the symbol of leadership, the chamber erupted in cheers. The galaxy had been saved, and humanity had found its place among the stars. Together, they would face whatever challenges the universe had in store, united and strong.